Hi, my name is Leah Day, and this is a video for the Free Motion Quilting Project. Today we're learning a new design, and I want to combine two shapes that I've loved for a long time. There's a design that I created back in 2009 called Flowing Glass, and also spirals. I really like open spirals where they swirl in and you have space to swirl back out again. They look absolutely beautiful on the surface of your quilt. So let's see if we can combine these two shapes together, these two designs together, and create a new design called glass art. So let's get on the machine and see if this will work in free motion. So I'm going to get started here with a wiggly wobbly shape. This is our inspiration from Flowing Glass. Now to make the globe of the shape, I'm going to swing around, and now I'm going to turn that into a circle. I'm just going to swing all the way around into a circle. And now I'm going to kind of start spiraling in with my open spiral. I want to leave some space for me to get back out again. I'm just carefully stitching back out. Now I'm going to travel stitch back around to kind of get back around there and then come on up. You kind of want to make that globe shape smooth as it comes up back to the surface, back to the edge of your quilting space. Now, if you want to fill in this space, you can. If you want to leave it open and empty, you can. It's entirely up to you. It's kind of a wide space, but I think I'm going to leave mine open and just simply shrink down the next one and make it a little bit smaller. So let's try it again. Stitch a circle, stitch a spiral, come back out. And another thing that might make it easy is to actually travel stitch around the bottom edge. So that way I can make that curve nice and fluid. Now I kind of want to create maybe a half of a shape right here because I'm wanting to leave myself space so I can make a nice big shape maybe further down. So let's do something like that. And that's the thing, anytime that you need to break something in half or break it up, all you need to do is just lay your hand over the surface of one of the full-size shapes and just see what it looks like. Okay, well that's what the tip of that design looks like. So I'll just stitch those, that half circle shape and those rings, and that'll look just fine. So just keep that in mind. Now I want to space this out and come up with another one. I'm going to shrink this one down too. So I'm going to do a fairly small one here. And you can go with any size you like. You can make this really, really big. It's entirely up to you. I think this would be a great design to stitch out maybe on the border of a quilt, border around blocks. That would look really, really cute. I'm going to swing out. Kind of the most careful thing is really getting that circle shape in there, because the spiral, you can kind of fill that in. You could even mark it if you needed to. But it's the circle swinging around for that nice circular shape. That can be a little tricky, especially coming off of a wiggly line. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to break another one down again. I use that mostly as a spacer because we're going to need to leave some space for the next one to fit in from the opposite side. We're going to be stitching more from this side. So a lot of that, when I stitch out like that, it's for space more than anything else. So I'm just going to finish up this side and then I'll meet you over on the next side when we're ready to fill it in. Alright, so we're working on the opposite side. I'm going to travel stitch over, and I'm going to try and match up a nice globe shape, kind of keeping about 1/8 of an inch between both sides, something like that. You might want to connect to that, make it look consistent. I'm going to string down and do a really small one here. Sometimes you're going to have to squish this down quite a bit to get it to fit into the space. Now wiggle back up. Now I'm going to have to do one of those half circle shapes. That looks good. And I think I'll kind of wiggle down and around for this one. Looks good. Really with this design, anything goes. The main rule is just to work off of the edge and into the center with a wiggly line and your nice circle and spiral. That's really kind of the base of the rules. You can kind of break that up however you want. You can make these as big as you want. You can make the lines, you can fill in these spaces with more lines if you wanted to. There's a lot of things that you could do to make this design, change it up, and create a new and different texture. That's it for glass art, and here's what it looks like whenever I finished it. Looking at this design at first, when I first started stitching, I wasn't very happy with it, but now looking at the finished photo, I'm very pleased. It's one of those things, sometimes you're stitching something out for the very first time, and you kind of have to fiddle around with it. Maybe add some more lines of quilting, step back from it, put it on your quilt. You know, do a little sample, a little test block, and make sure it is what you want it to be. This is design. It is playing with designs over the surface of your quilt. So understand that there's no right answers and there's also no wrong answers. So you can really play and experiment and have loads of fun. So my name is Leah Day, and this has been a video for the Free Motion Quilting Project. Find hundreds of videos stitching out many beautiful free motion quilting designs at freemotionproject.com. While you're there, check out leahday.com, where we have an online quilt shop with all of the tools and supplies for free motion quilting on your home sewing machine. Check that out and enjoy. Until next time, let's go quilt.